Why do I have gallbladder disease? Why do I have pain? Why do I have gallstones? You know, the gall of that person. Did you ever say that? And I said, yeah, I did. I said that about my father. And so we went through a whole process with her on the phone. She never made it to my office, went back to the doctor, and there was no stones. So, you know, just knowing, but staying, keeping my connection. I have to keep connected and in tune, you know, and keep myself. I'm not perfect, but keeping myself and asking God to always cleanse my body and work with me so I can work with others, which is important to me. After being in two comas, the first coma I went to hell, I won't get into that one. Second one I went to heaven. I did not want to even come back here. So coming back here, I knew that what my journey was like, and that was to help people. It was to help people, yes.
Do you have like processes for self-forgiveness, or like what would you recommend?
I do have processes, yes. It's the process, depending on what it is, to kind of get back into, see where it started. Because sometimes you think where it started, it did not. You know, so forgiveness, you know, my ex-husband, a lot of that was not him, even though the cheating I kept thinking it was.
Right.
But some of it had to do with my father. You know, so we gotta find out where did it start. I had a big issue with money, you know, asking for money. My ex-husband would give it to me. I didn't want him, sometimes I'd ask him, and I was married to him. But it started as a child when I went up to my stepfather and I said, can you let me have, I think it was 25 cents. Mm-hmm. And he stood there and he looked down at me. He said, I don't have any money for you. Mm-hmm. So I walked away. Slowly, my sister, that's her father, said, Dad, can I have some money? He reached in his pocket and gave it to her. And I remember as a child when I turned around, I said, I'll never ask a man for anything. I'll never ask a man for money. So I kind of grew up, and I didn't know where that was coming from with the whole money thing. I don't like to ask. I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like what I felt then. So the feeling you have with it. So it's important to know the feeling. So I need to know what it is, and we can do some biofeedback to really find out the feeling. Plus, with the biofeedback, find out where you need to be the most calmest. Because a lot of people think, well, I'm calm doing this, I'm calm. And come to find out, no, you're not. We do the test, I have you put yourself there, you're not there. So it's important to know. One lady, it took us a while. And because in the eye of a storm, you know, where am I most at peace? So that I can generate these good stem cells. Where am I at peace? So she said, well, she finally went to zero with stress and everything. And I said, where are you? She said, I am sitting on my mother's steps as a little girl, just feeling the sun rays on a very quiet day. So that's what took her peace. So sometimes we don't have time to go meditate. We don't have time to go do deep breathing. We need to know what I can do standing here with that person in my face. Where can I take myself so I can go and be at peace? You have to know that. Where do I be at peace? You know, so I love the biofeedback. So then we go into the forgiveness, because I don't know where it's stemming from. But once we know where it's stemming from, we take care of it. Yeah.
I know where it's stemming from.
Yeah.
It's stemming from today.
Yes.
Question. It's like, is stage 4 or 3, is it reversible? Ever reversible?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say why I'm going to say yes. Because they're abnormal cells. When people start putting all the names on it and doing all these treatments, and then as long as you're praying and asking for protection, I don't care what they give you, it's not going to hurt you, because number one, God is the number one healer who can protect you. I've had many people go back to the hospital with stage 3 and 4, and now they are doing just fine. They're doing fine. So number one is people have to know, when I ask the person, do you want to live? I watch to see how fast the person responds. Because you have to respond very fast. Some people say, well, I'm going to think about it, and that's not how we do that. Okay? So, yes, it can be turned around. And I get miracles. People call me with miracles all the time. All the time. Yes. So just know that you know that you know that you can be healed. Know that God can heal you.
When you hear like, stage 4.
They make it sound that way, and right away they said, okay, go in here and let's go, set you up with chemo. And it makes it sound like it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being tortured every 12 days.
Yeah.
Every 3 days. And
Yeah. But now that we met, we're going to talk. I'm going to see you this week. And you heard me speak, and this is my belief system. My belief system is you can heal. If your belief system that, oh no, I don't know if that can happen, maybe it can, those maybes and those doubts will hold you down. So you're not going to have those. And we chisel through that as well, because it's not easy. It isn't easy. But you have a team. It's a team. I don't take responsibility. It's teamwork. Okay? It's teamwork. So anybody else have any other questions? Thank you.
You mentioned you need to know what the root is, and you mentioned different parts of the body. What about breast cancer or breast? Where does that start from?
Well, breast, a lot too, is a nurturing.
Nurture.
It's a nurturing part of the body. We nurture through relationships and through our children, through sometime a job. It could be a nurturing job as well. Then there's the medication, then there's the radiation, and there's the food. You know, so we go through I go through every layer so that we can heal. So I make sure. Chemicals we put on our hair. You know, I went into atrial fibrillation from a leave-in hair conditioner that said it was all natural from Trader Joe's. So it all depends. Most of the breast cancers we see 90% or higher are linked to, guess what they're linked to? 90% or more. Guess what they're linked to?
The plastic.
Huh?
The plastics.
No,
No?
no,
X-rays when you're at the dentist.
Oh, mammograms.
no.
No?
Yes, but they are. But the highest percentage. Huh? No, but it can because it blocks off the lymph nodes. No, it blocks off the flow of circulation to the breast. But the highest is root canals.
Okay.
Root canals. Each one of your teeth are connected to a meridian in the body. I had a lady with severe, severe breast pain. And she sat in her dentist chair. As soon as they did a cavitation and cleaned it out, the pain went away. The person started to heal. Same thing with a person with liver abnormal cells. Once they went in there and cleaned that all out, they went into remission and never came back. So if you have your teeth are connected to every source. I had a lady who came in real quickly with a brain tumor. And the brain tumor, when I did her test, she had 4 teeth hitting the anterior pituitary of the brain. 4. And so I said, when you go back home, have them test you to see if you have a small tumor there. Because you have some other symptoms too. And they found this small little tumor in the anterior pituitary of her brain, removed it, and that was, what, 12 years ago? She's still fine. So your teeth is very important, your teeth. So it takes, again, stem cells naturally. Joy. And then there are other products. I'm working with a product right now that I just started taking, which is a phenomenal product. I'm going to get into that later. But it's phenomenal. It helps the body to reduce stem cells. The fastest way is to joy, remove all the negative patterns, your belief system, what you think, eat, and drink, and now it's what you smoke. So, you know, we don't want to smoke all this stuff and these vapor things, you know, because I'm not, I know it's going to be toxic and going to have problems in the long run.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to thank everyone. I hope I gave you enough information. And I was going to ask you a question too on the stem cells naturally.